Hello people, in this video let us look at Horrocks apparatus. So basically to do Horrocks test. So what exactly are you trying to do here? You're trying to find the amount of bleaching powder, required to disinfect water, right? A water body, let us say, okay? So basically let us say in those old times, you would want to disinfect a well. I want to know how much bleaching powder to put. Okay, so you have to help them now. So for that you will go to some online shopping and you will buy this Horrocks apparatus. Okay, you are getting 1 black cup, 6 white cups, then you will get 2 metal spoons, then you will get 2 droppers, you will get 7 stirrers, obviously. You will get 1 special pipette and then you will get starch indicator. Okay, so it is not difficult to understand, right? So now you bought this apparatus. So basically what you're trying to do, you're trying to disinfect the water body. So basically chlorine is going to be present in bleaching powder, right? You're going to have chlorine in bleaching powder. What is bleaching powder, guys? Bleaching powder has chlorine. So bleaching powder is nothing but calcium hypochlorite. And this will release what? Chlorine. And chlorine is a disinfectant. Don't touch it with your, bare hands. It's really powerful, chlorine. Okay. So basically, you bought this Horrocks apparatus. Now you want to use it. Okay. Now how to use it? You want to determine how much bleaching powder to put in the water. So you are going to find out what? You're going to find out the chlorine demand. To get what? To get the chlorine demand. So basically, chlorine can kill bacteria, etc. But it cannot kill spores and all. But yes, chlorine can kill bacteria. And the water that you are using here, right, first of all, it should look clean, okay? It should at least look clear and free from turbidity. Then, the chlorine demand. So basically, we're talking about chlorine demand now. Wake up here. The chlorine demand of water is what? The difference between the amount of chlorine added to the water and the amount of residual chlorine remaining at the specific period of contact is chlorine demand. In other words, what is chlorine demand? The amount of chlorine required to oxidize the bacteria, to destroy bacteria and to oxidize all organic matter. This is the layman's definition. Now let us look at the actual definition from the textbook for chlorine demand. The chlorine demand of water is the difference between the amount of chlorine added to the water and the amount of residual chlorine remaining at the end of the specific period of contact at the given temperature and pH of water. So basically, you will add some amount and finally some amount is left in the water. The difference between these two, that means how much actually got used to kill the bacteria and organic matter. That is the chlorine demand, okay? So that much is enough. Guys, here there is another term here called break point. What is break point? It's the point at which the chlorine demand of the water is met. That's the break point. Okay. Beyond this, also if you add chlorine, bleaching powder, what will happen? Then this free chlorine will be in the water. Okay. Then what is contact period? There is another term here called contact period. You already saw that on top actually. It is there in the definition itself here. See, at the end of contact. Right. So what is contact period? So, free chlorine, right, free residual chlorine, it should be there at least for 1 hour in the water to kill the bacteria. Okay, this is what you should know. Guys, know one thing, that chlorine can kill bacteria, some viruses only, not all viruses. It cannot remove spores and all that, okay. Look at this, the minimum recommended concentration of free chlorine is 0.5 milligram per liter for 1 hour. So why do you need this free chlorine, okay? Free residual chlorine also should be there because during storage there can be contamination. So free residual chlorine also they will give, for safety against microbial contaminations that may occur during storage and distribution. So the amount of chlorine you should give the water is the chlorine demand plus the free residual chlorine. So you should give what and all? You should give chlorine demand, how much ever the water needs, right, to kill all the bacteria, plus you give some free residual chlorine so that during any other contamination further, it should be able to sustain. So you will give what and all? Chlorine demand plus free residual chlorine you should give. So now this much did you understand? Basic concept you have understood, guys, how much chlorine is required, etc. So guys, we will take this well and we will try to disinfect this well. Okay, first of all, you should find the volume of the water in the well. So how will you find? So first of all, you should find what? The volume of the water in the well. Volume of the water in the well. Okay, so you will get the depth, right? Depth you will get. Then you will get the diameter. Then you will get the, what else you will get? So H and D you got. So height, depth is nothing but height they are saying here, and diameter they are representing as D. So the formula here is volume is equal to 3 point, that is pi r square, right, by H, right? What is pi? How do I write pi r square into H, correct? So this is the formula, pi r square into H. So let us take the radius here, that is better. So take the radius of the well, or if they are saying diameter, take diameter and then you subsequently get the radius. So you do pi r square into H into 1000 they are doing. Okay. So that will give you the volume. Okay. So remember 1 cubic meter means 1000 liters of water. So now you got the volume. Now what will you do? You will find the exact amount of bleaching powder required for disinfection. So how will you do that? Using Horrocks apparatus. So you will calculate how much bleaching powder is required. Approximately they are saying 2.5 grams of good quality bleaching powder is required to disinfect 1000 liters of water. So for 1000 liters of water, approximately for 1000 liters of water, approximately you need 2.5 gram per liter, did they say? 2.5 gram, that's it. 2.5 gram of bleaching powder is required. Okay. Approximately this is what they are saying is required. Now we'll have to do actual calculation. So let us say actual calculation also we did. So after that what will you do? You will put the bleaching powder in water, right? You will dissolve it in water, right? And then you will put this bucket which has this chlorine water, you put it into the well, okay, put the bucket into well, right? So they will then shake it nicely and all that. Then contact period, you should allow a contact period of 1 hour. At the end of all this, they will do an orthotoluidine test, right? Orthotoluidine arsenite test, to check for free residual chlorine, because we told you that free residual chlorine less than 0.5 milligram per liter is good, right? Basically this is the procedure, guys. So we are where we are before this step, where we have to calculate the amount of bleaching powder, right? So we need the Horrocks apparatus for that. So now let us start off with the procedure, guys. Guys, we are starting off with the procedure, actual procedure, Horrocks, wake up. Okay, so in this cup what you do, you take 2 gram, okay, 2 gram or 1 level spoonful, okay, 2 gram of bleaching powder in the black cup, okay, and then make it into thin paste with little water. Then you add more water to the paste, make up the volume up to the circular mark till wherever they have given a mark, till there you make this. What did you add? 2 gram of bleaching powder you added to this cup, okay, till wherever they have marked, till there, okay. 2 gram bleaching powder plus water you have added. Okay, which water will you add? Good water, not the well water. Now well water you will take in the 6 white cups. In the 6 white cups, up to a centimeter below the brim. Okay, so let us say till here, all of them equally only we are taking, guys. No partiality here. All of them will have equal amount of well water, water that has to be tested. Okay. Now what you will do with a pipette, special pipette, that special pipette they gave you. With a special pipette, you will add 1 drop to the first cup, 1 drop to the first cup, 2 drops to the second cup, 3 drops to the third cup, and so on. Okay, this much you will add. Then you will stir with separate rod. Remember they gave 7 stirrers, 1 stirrer, let's say you used here, second stirrer, third stirrer, like this. You will stir each of these. Okay, Very nice. Then you will now wait for how long? You will wait for half an hour. You will wait for half an hour for the action of chlorine. Then what you will do? You will add 3 drops of starch iodide indicator. Remember that blue indicator? So you will add 3 drops, 1, 2, 3, 3 drops of starch iodide indicator to each of the white cups, and then you will again stir. So let us say the stirrer we didn't remove at all. We have kept the stirrer in the beaker itself in these white cups. So you will stir after adding starch iodide, right? Starch iodide indicator. So development of blue color indicates the presence of free residual chlorine. So we want a blue color. So let us say blue color came in this cup itself. So you had just added 1 drop, right? 1 drop from this black cup you had added, and it indicates that free chlorine is present. So if the first cup itself shows distinct blue color, right? It actually means to say that 1 spoon of bleaching powder is enough to disinfect. 1 spoon had how much? 2 gram. You remember we started off with 1 spoon for this and we put 2 gram. That much is enough. So 2 gram. 1 spoon is enough. Okay. For how much? For 455 liters of this water. For 455 liters of water, 1 spoon or 2 gram enough for 455 liters of that well water. Okay. Now, you should understand here. Let us say this third one showed blue color. It's the first person to show blue color. If this is showing blue color, definitely all of these will show blue color. Okay. Because they had more chlorine, obviously. So guys, now we are discussing what? The third cup we are saying has blue color. That means if the third cup has blue color, that means to say the third cup is the first cup to show blue color, right? That means everything will anyway show blue color. So if this is the first cup to show blue color, now this is the third cup, that means 3 spoons are required for 455 liters. Okay. So that means to say 6 gram of bleaching powder would be required to disinfect 455 liters of the water. So now you had already seen how much of water was there in the well, that volume you have calculated. So for 455 liters, if you need some X spoons, right? You need some X spoons or X grams. Then for this volume of well, how much will you need? You will calculate, right? After calculating the amount of bleaching powder, you will dissolve this in the water. That bucket, you will put it in the well, leave it for a contact period of 1 hour. After 1 hour, you will check orthotoluidine test. You will check for the free chlorine. That's all, guys. So we are done with Horrocks apparatus. So what and all did we see in this? Basically, we wanted to calculate the amount of bleaching powder required to disinfect a water body with what? With bleaching powder which contains chlorine, right? So basically, you got the Horrocks apparatus. You understood what and all are there in the Horrocks apparatus. Then you understood what chlorine demand is, right? Then you understood how much chlorine is actually required. It's the chlorine demand plus. So you should have some free residual chlorine, right? Well, so for a well, first of all, you will get the volume of the well. Then you will use the Horrocks apparatus, find out which one is going to get the blue color first, which cup, and based on that you will get the chlorine demand, right? And then you will dissolve this bleaching powder, put it in the well, clean the well, check for free residual chlorine and go back home. Bye bye.